need to get serious with the water. So that splash is going right up there. So now I want to get some nice water. I'm going to leave some spaces where I want it to look like there might be little white waves there. Right? If I want that splash to come up that far, I'm going to skip over it. Make little wiggly lines if you want. Go back over them. But see, when you leave those lines, I hear you screaming at me. I hear you. There we are. Oh boy. It's scary when I do that. Alright, so see, and then once you leave that little opening there, see, that makes it look like waves and things and water, right? And you can come over and fill in a spot, and then you can miss a spot. So you do this all the way down till you get to a bigger wave that you want to put there. If I want a rolling wave here, I'll just fill it in with graphite. And then I'll come over here like this. So I want my rolling wave there, so I will use my eraser to take that out. Little circles or something there to take it out a bit. And I will take my pencil and I will put a shadow under that wave to make it look like a wave. See? See? Like a little wave, right? Right. If you want more, just go over here and make these little... So your eraser is going to be your friend, because you're going to draw with your eraser, okay? You're going to draw with your eraser. So I want that one a little bit thinner. I'm just using my reference photo to help me with this. Then I'm going to go down here. If I want some more rolling waves, I can just... I don't want to smooth that out because I think the water needs to be a little rough. So if I want a little rolling wave, so that little wave might come over and over here, but it might be smaller. So just put a little bit of... And make that wave look... Just make that wave stand out. Just put some squiggly lines underneath that wave to make it look more like, see? See that? That shadow under that wave is going to bring it out. See? Okay? There we go. I'll put back some shadowing to... Alright, that brings it down like a wave. Good. Our wave here, we got to really make these rocks dark. So I'm going to go to the top, and when I have to come down, I'm going to lighten up on my pencil. I might make a few little crevices here. And what else we got here? Same here, I'm just going to go to the top, and then I'm going to lighten up. Some dark lines and then lighten it up. Dark, lift, your hand, right? Lift your hand a bit. Good. And get some more dark lines. Start at the top. Fill it in with dark. As you come down with a darker line and lift so that you got some dark. You can even separate the lines a bit like that. Come over, maybe there's one here. Dark and light. Maybe there's a bit dark here. I'm trying to get shape, that's what I'm trying to do. If you get it too dark, you can also do that with an eraser. And that's the wave there. It's coming up. You can reshape it down. And I don't know, it's splashing over here somewhere, not sure. So we're going to darken up under. That's the rock. It's coming out of the rock. And it's coming out into the water a little bit. And what's that over there? There's still the wave coming up over the rock. Right, and then you got shadow down here. Then you got these water lines back here. That's part of the wave right here. And then you're going to come up on the other side and bring out some of these lines. Alright, and then you can pick out a few spots that you might want some more, maybe here. Maybe here, I don't know, wherever you want them. And then when you get that, then make a dark line underneath it to bring it out more. Okay? Maybe this one's one, I don't know. You can pick out any ones you want. And ones that you like, just put a really dark line underneath it, okay? Let me get some here. Maybe there's another one coming up. Get that little separation. then you can pick a spot. If you're worried about even with the glove on, if you're worried about messing up this stuff, just put the piece of paper or something down there, okay? And this will also help you concentrate on one area at a time by having paper there. Now, let's decide where we want some of those little waves coming in. There might be one right here. Like that. Maybe there's another one here somewhere. Pretty wavy day. Make little squiggly lines underneath there because that'll make it look more like waves. Make it look like the waves are coming in. If you want to get a bit of smoothness, now that you've got your waves picked out, you can go over that with blending stump just a little bit. Don't need to have to be too blended. Kind of looks nice as it is. Try to get that wave a little darker so I can highlight more. We need more pencil. Shadow. Shadow. Shadow, shadow. Now, soften up those edges there where we brought the lines in around it. Come up over that wave to make it more natural looking. Let's try our needle eraser, see if that... Just making little circles. So it's a long one, but at least you're getting some idea of how to make certain things and what to do. Hopefully I'm helping you a little bit. Just trying to get that mist a little nicer. All right. And I missed it up here a little bit. I love this pencil eraser. Oh my. You can use the back of a pencil too, that would work. There's just something about this one. So, darken up this tree here. Bring your shading in a little bit, about halfway. Darken up here more because it's in shadow. And then as you get down here, the light starts to hit it. And then you can take your blending stump, blend it out. So, good thing about blending stump is you won't take that dark and bring it over too much. See? Right? Good. So what we're trying to work on now is this part here. And I continue on with my 4B pencil because we're trying to get some nice dark contrast. Now don't forget, when you're using a reference photo, you can make that reference photo darker or lighter than that if you want. If you have a program, it's just a matter of going into edit right here, right? Just go into edit and you can go into the different shades of black and white. You can brighten them up or darken them. See? And go back to color if you want to. But that's good for painting. I have a painting. I did a painting of this also. It's on my YouTube channel. So I picked that one there because it got contrast in it. But you can go lighter than that if you wanted to, right? See? So just, just edit. So I'll just go back to that one because I like that one. And there we go. So that's the one I'm going to go by. So you can manipulate your black and white pictures to make the contrast darker or lighter. So the contrast, if you lighten that up, the contrast will still be darker and lights will still be light, but everything would be, adjusted. So I'm just going by the reference photo plus what I want to do myself. I want to add my own touches. I don't want to be tied to this so that it's a great help, but I want to be able to do some of my own things too. So I'm just going to add some more darks here. The water looks nice and dark. I like that. Keep those waves that you made, but you can darken up the water and leave some lights there. Now that you're using your dark pencil, you can darken up areas nice and dark. Just look at your reference photo and see where you think most darks are. See that? You can get around that there. Just leave some little waves or take some out if you got too many in there. See? Just skip over those little waves, darken up. You can add a little bit of shadows in that wave there, see? Make it look more natural. There we go. And just all I'm doing is I'm picking out places that I want to really darken up the water and leave some of those lights so that I can have nice contrast in the water. See, I like that. See the darker it is, the more those waves show up, don't they? Now, I might have too many waves. I don't know. Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. That's up to me, okay? That's up to me. I make that decision. So I'm kind of seeing too many waves. So I might take out some of them. And that's not hard to do, right? Let's see. Maybe this one should go. Let's see. Put more dark underneath here. So I'm making that decision myself. All right? The reference photo might show something different. As a matter of fact, the reference photo, there's not as much water. I got more, end up with more water behind the wave. Just because of the way I drew it out, really. I don't think it was intentional. It just happened that way, and if I didn't like it, I would have taken it out. So we got a wave here, so we don't want to lose that. That's part of the wave here. We don't want to lose that. Okay, make sure you know where your waves are. See how that makes it stand out more now? See when you put everything together like that, how it makes the waves look brighter, thicker. See, I think that looks much better on that side than it does on that side, right? All right. So we'll continue on with that. I'm going to put on a glove so my hands won't get too dirty. I put on, that's twice I put that on the wrong way. Look at that. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh boy. It goes on the last two fingers like that. It's funny, isn't it? That's funny. Okay, so darken more around here. Just make sure you don't lose your lights if you're putting in more dark, okay? That's kind of hard to know where you want those darks. You look at your reference photo and see where they got their darks, and then you can make your decision from there, okay? Reference photo is not written in stone. This is a painting you want to do yourself. You're just using the reference photo to help you along, right? To get where everything goes. I got the wave in the same. I could have moved that wave somewhere else. I could have taken it out altogether if I wanted to, right? But I left it in because I liked it, you know. And, but you can change things around. You know, I changed the mountains. I changed the shape of the mountains. I just like nice and big and thick like that, you know. So, let's darken up some of this up here. I want to keep some of that as the mist. Get it nice and dark around that wave there so it makes it stick out more. Alright, might take that wave down a little bit. Probably bring it in and up and that to give that wave kind of a curly look or some shapes there. Go. Bring in some more shadows there. And now, you might say, well, why did you put those waves in? Why did I waste my time putting all those little waves in? Now you're taking them out. Well, I find that you have to do certain things put it in, you take it out, see what you like, you know. I seen an artist on YouTube, and he was painting a cabin. Beautiful, beautiful paint. This guy is amazing. And he was painting his cabin, and he was doing it in time lapse. And I could see that he had taken the cabin out several times. He had one in, he took it out. He just kept, you know, and it must have taken him days to do the painting. It was an amazing painting. But he was taking things out, putting them in, changing it around. Because it was time-lapse, you might not notice it if you're not experienced enough at painting, but I could see what he was doing. And he was taking things out and putting them in. And I'm like, oh my, where did he get the patience? But that's what you have to do. You have to go back and forth, take things out you don't like, put things in that you do like, make decisions. See, I'm making decisions here. I like that little wave there, but I didn't like there was too much there, right? But you can see that the darkness here helps bring out those other waves better, right? It's not. I had too many in after I looked at it, right? Too many in. So we got one here. I'm just shaping it up a little bit better. Darkening it up underneath. Make sure it's really, really dark under the wave. That lift it up and give it a nice wave look. And behind this one here. And I know my hand looks like it's upside down because I'm left-handed and because of the way I'm sitting and things I could, like I said, I could do it this way if I was sitting more in front of the picture. If I'm sitting in front of the picture, I can do it this way. But I'm comfortable. I'm kind of comfortable with my hand like this. It's just the way it is, right? You know, when you're right-handed, you're more like this, right? You're more like this. More like this. But left-handed, it's kind of like upside down. I know. It looks really odd, I guess. It looks strange. Now, that looks so much better, doesn't it? Because it's so dark. And now up here, these are more like, so underneath these waves here, you're going to get some nice shadows, right? You want shadows. And you're going to shape it up better if you need to. All right. There we go. Okay. Messed up a little bit here, so I'll just take it out with my handy dandy eraser. Handy dandy. So that's there, and then we want to add, see all these little lines I got in. Now they're a big help, right? But we have to, it looks like I need more shading here, right? So I'm going to sort of shade it toward, coming down towards that water. In case those strokes, if you can see those strokes, then you want to see them. Start over here. Alright. Let's see. Anyway, let's try to get this done here. And we'll bring that down. I'm just making some up and down strokes. Up and down strokes like this. See? And I'm just bringing them together. See that? You might need to practice some of these strokes, right? Just see how nice and smooth that is? Stay close together. And I'm not pushing hard. But when I was doing the water, I was going across like this. And I was pushing fairly hard. And then I was filling in the space, or I was leaving a space for, right? See? So different strokes, right? Different pressure, hard pressure, medium pressure, light pressure. Barely see it, see? See? So right here is a medium pressure, and I'm coming down towards that little wave there. And I'm doing it this way so that you can see the strokes are going with the shape of the water. And I'm not coming down to the all that. I'm trying to leave some openings there. The reference photo is helping me decide where to put all these nice little strokes. And there's some openings there too. I didn't leave them. I'll take them out with my eraser. The shape, the water, little shapes, little water. See the water in there? So I'll have the reference photo for you so that you can, really look close at it. And you can, zoom in like I'm doing just to see where everything is and where it goes, where the darks and lights are. If I see a bit more dark right here, underneath this wave, looks a bit darker. And I'm pushing a little harder when I want it darker. Okay. Looks like it's nice and dark underneath there. And here. Good. And then what? That goes underneath here, and then that comes here like this. And nice and dark under here. Comes out into this wave. And then just keep working on that until you're got it all filled in the way you want it. And it's nice and dark there. So you can take your blending stump then and smooth it out. Smoothing it out can help you see where you need to take out the highlights and things. If you're not the kind of person who likes to smooth things out, you can leave it. Just depends on what kind of style you want. What's your style, right? I'm bringing it up into the wave a bit. That gives it kind of that fluffy look to it. I'm going to take that line here. I'm going to push harder on the line itself, but I'm going to lift my hand, lift the pressure when I get here. And when I get here, I'm very lightly touching like this. See? You can barely see that, right? And then when I want to push the pressure, you'll get like that. All right? So there we go. Want to smooth out those edges also, right? So that doesn't look too bad. And then I'm going to take my pencil eraser, but you can use whatever eraser you got there. And I'm going to make some lines in here to see what kind of lines I got for the water. Let's see. One here. And here. And here. Just these are part of the waves, see? Here. And here. And sometimes they branch off. It's like when you do your trees, you get branches off. And those like lightning. So, like I said before, a lot of the techniques are all used in different paintings or drawings. You could say this one here for these lifting out these white lines here. Well, that's also a good technique for lightning and for tree branches. All right. So you can just bring out some of these, and you can branch off to each other, and just put in where you think they should go. See, that gives it a nice look. And then you can put some shadows here and shadows here and here beside them, and that will make them come out even more. Right? So there we go. That'll make them stand out even more if you put a few more shadows between them, or if you want to shape them up a little. Maybe they're too thick, you know, maybe rather a thinner one. So, I'm supposed to use my brush. So there we go. I thin up some of these. I'm not fussy about some of them. They're not easy to make. They look easy, but you know something, they get the right shape for these is a little tedious. But it looks a little better there. So now we'll work on this here, and we will get some of these little dark shadows in here, and here, 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 and here. Just fill in those spaces that you already did. And then we will take this, smooth them out. And we will start adding a bit of shadows there. So now we got this dark line right here. So you can borrow some of that graphite and bring it back into that big wave. And don't worry if it doesn't come out. If you don't like what happened, then just use your eraser to take out some highlights, right? Just erase some of the highlights, that's all. Just so the way I see it is you can do three things. You're going to use your pencil, you're going to use an eraser, you're going to use a blending stump, right? And that's basically the three things that you need. So it's starting to come along here a little bit. Looks a little bit deeper here. And some of these. And some of these. So you might have to deepen them a little. You might have to go back a few times just to see, you know. I usually go back and forth in spots that I think need a bit darker, because the more you do it, the more you can see what needs to be done. Because now you're getting more of a feel for your drawing. You're getting a feel for it, okay? That's the only way I can explain it, is you're starting to get a feel for your drawing and where things should go. You know, it takes time. And it's even hard to be completely satisfied, because the reference photo looks so different from your drawing, because the photo, it's a photo, you know, of real things, but you're just using graphite and pencils and trying to... I have seen paintings and drawings that were so realistic you wouldn't think it was a drawing or a painting. I have seen those. Some people do digital drawings and paintings. They're nice too. But I love to have a pencil in my hand. I love having pencils and paints and brushes. Okay, so you use this to spread that around. And then this. And you can pull that. You can use that graphite to come out into your water again. So we'll shade that up again now. So borrow some graphite from that one there, and it will come on out. And we have this one, and that just goes down here somewhere. Okay, so we have to get some nice shadows here. I'm still going to use my 4B. So I'm going to take out some, I'm going to darken these up a bit more. I'm going to take out some shadows from that. it back a little bit just so I can have some shadow up here and underneath and out. What I'm going to do is see all this nice soft water up here. This here, I went by this one here, right? But these softer ones down here, the thinner ones, I'm going to take them out with my kneaded eraser, okay? My kneaded eraser, because I find that might be a bit easier. So I'm just going to shade this out here with my pencil. Shade it right up to here, because here, this land part here is a little darker. Again, this is sandy look. So that will all go in here. You may have to shape up that a little better. So we got that, and we'll keep doing this here. I'm moving pretty fast, okay, but I'm still keeping my lines together. You see that? So I'm using my, because I'm left-handed, it's kind of hard. But right-handed people can do the same thing. You just go like this and go back and forth, right? Like that. But you got to keep your lines close together, and you just use the tip or the side of the tip of your brush pencil, and you just go back and forth like this. See? And you can move pretty fast. Look. See? You can move pretty fast. Look. But it's still all staying together because I'm using the side of my pencil. If I was using the tip of my pencil, I'd get these lines like this. It would be horrible. So just use the side of your pencil. Lay it down, lay your hand down, relax your hand, and just go boom, 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 back and forth, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, I should say. So there we go. So strokes, hand movements, it helps a lot. And it's darker in here. And we can draw something here to get a shape. This is darker up here than the other. Now, we got to do something with this. Let's see how this works out. So I'm just going to smooth it out a bit. I never tried this before. I'm doing this. I haven't practiced this or anything, but I'm just going by what I think would help or would work. There might be other artists out there that might do it differently than me. So you're just getting one idea of how to do things. You're doing my techniques. So if you check out other people, make sure you just don't go by one video. Just look for several, so you can get different techniques. When I look at videos still, and especially when I'm doing flowers, I don't do a lot of flowers, so I need to practice those. So I'll go to different artists on YouTube, and I'll pick out the ones that help me, and I'll get the different styles, and then I'll come up with my own style. Now, I have to come up with some kind of, pull this back here, see if this works. Go right to the edge here, pulling back some of these highlights to get that. There's another one here. It looks like it's going back there, and then there's more waves of water. Waves, little wavy lines, okay, and then it's branch off, like we talked about before. They branch off, see? Okay, so this one here, branch them off. back. That gives that nice, right? Then you got those, and then you might even have a few. Let's see. Looks like there's a few coming out from some of these here too. Right, little lines. Got those. Not much over here. But you can lighten up some of the tops there if you like. That's not too bad. Not too bad. It's not too bad. All right. Not too bad. And we got a few little waves. That's why I love this pencil eraser, because you can, it's just like a pencil, just using a pencil. This one is good, but you always have to, if that's all you have, you always have to adjust the top of it to make it pointy or sharp. So you're taking your time out to do that. And it's a little harder to control, but it works great. I mean, it works fantastic. But this is so much, this is a little messier, but you got your brush, and you just put a few little lines in here. Here we go, and then we will brush it away. Brush it away. So all we have left to do is, you can certainly go over it again, you know, if you want to fix up a few things that you think need to be fixed.